Hello and welcome back to the Reapers. Today we're in our Su-25T and we're looking at anti-radiation weapons, SEAD weapons, suppression of enemy air defences. We've got two weapons that we can use. Before we get started, to rearm I should say that you have to have your canopy up and your engines off and spooled down. So we're going to bring up the armament screen. Now on pods, pylons 5 and 7 we can have the Big Bertha. If we go to missiles, we've got the KH-58U. That is the largest of the two weapons that we can use and the longest range. And on pods 3, 4, 8 and 9 we can have the smaller of the weapons, which is the KH-25NPU. We'll just take a couple of those. Now for these weapons to be able to find targets, we need to put our targeting pod in, which is on pylon 6, right click pods, and it's known as this one, the Phantasmagoria Elint pod. Let's set that going. The Elint pod basically is a system that listens to external radar sources and converts them into targeted information that can then be fed to the HUD for our consideration and then to the missiles themselves for guidance. These missiles will guide onto the radar, assuming that that radar source is kept on and does not shut off at any point. And once they are fired, then they guide themselves completely, so as soon as they're fired, I can turn away and run. Regards range, it really depends on your speed and altitude. So what we'll do is when we go and do a trial run in a minute, we'll get a good idea of the range per altitude at that point. Okay, we're ready to go, and you can see the massive size of those KH-58s. While we're spooling up, let's look at the keys we're going to use. So, just controls to fire the weapon, weapon fire, to go to air to ground, mode, 7 there, to change between weapons, weapon change, to turn our Elint pod on, Elint there, to move our target designator about, TDC up, left, down and right, and to lock a target, target lock. Okay, we're in the air now and we're searching for radar sources. So our primary way of finding these is using our RWR system here. Now I'm not going to go through it fully now because we've got a full video of it in the Su-25 playlist, but basically it will show to me where we are detecting any radar sources from outside the aircraft. Then we're going to use that to roughly line ourselves up with the radar source, and then our Phantasmagoria pod will take over. So stand by. And just on cue, we've got a SAM that is lit up at the 10 o'clock position there, we can see, with a relatively strong radar signal. So let's go and have a look at him. So we've got him on the nose pretty much now, so we're going to put ourselves in air to ground mode. We're going to start our Elint pod up, and as soon as we've done that we can see that we've got the radar source there. It's an SA6 SAM battery. Now we're going to go and lock it up, so we're going to move our TDC cursor to move this box around. We're going to move it over at the target and click target lock, and now we've got some ranging information up here. So we've got 50 miles up there, kilometers. That is our max, so at that point is when we can fire our missile. Anytime below that, that is the maximum range of our missile, and that is where we are there. Now, we've got the 25 MPU selected, and I know from experience there's no way that that's going to outrange that SAM. That SAM will outrange the 25 MPU, so we're going to have to change to our KH-58, so change. And you can see we've got a lot more range on this. We can fire all the way out here at about 35, 36 kilometers. Now, if we were up higher at 30,000 feet, we would get even more range, probably over 50 kilometers. The only thing to say about that is if I go higher, my missile will get more range, but so will the SAM. It will have an increased range by about the same amount. So there isn't a huge benefit of going high, I've noticed. So that's one thing to bear in mind. Right, we'll get launch authority. So he's now spiking us, the hostile radar is. We'll get launch authority shortly. We've got launch authority there, so we can fire now. Other than that, we can see that we've got that missile there selected with a 1 over it. So we can take a shot. Magnum. And why don't we take a second shot just to make sure. So you can see that they're lofting missiles, so they're going to go up to get the thin air and then dive down on the target. Whoops, we're getting fired on. Let's get out of here. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's going to be us safe. Let's go and have a quick look at our missiles. That is the enemy missile. That is our first KH-58. We got him. That's the SAM side neutralised. I have no idea why the first one missed. That was a bit weird, but so be it. So next we're going to try and find to the north a target for the 25 MPU. Okay, we've identified a new target here to our left on 9 o'clock out there somewhere. So we're going to turn in, see if we can get a hold of it. Okay, there he is. Right, SA3. Right, so we're going to get a lock on this guy. I actually don't know if we can outrange this. We may get shot down, but we'll try it anyway. So, get as much speed as we can. We're locked onto it. Oh, yes, we're just going to outrange it by the looks of it. So, we can find out. Magnum, and let's wait and see if we get another one off before we get shot at. Magnum, and spike, and turn away. When we lose contact like that with the RWR, it's not because we've broken the contact lock, it's because we have no coverage of the RWR on our belly. Okay, let's go and follow those missiles. Radar dispatch. Really, really super simple, easy to use, really good stuff. Best SEAD thing we've got in DCS at the moment. Right, I hope that helps, and I'll see you later.